माननीय न्यायमूर्ति राजेश बिंदल जी, कृपया अपने संबोधन से हम सबका मार्गदर्शन करें।
न्यायमूर्ति राजेश बिंदल का जन्म 16 अप्रैल 1961 को हरियाणा के अंबाला शहर में हुआ। आपने 1985 में कुरुक्षेत्र विश्वविद्यालय से LLB की डिग्री प्राप्त की और उसी वर्ष सितंबर में पंजाब और हरियाणा उच्च न्यायालय में वकालत शुरू की। 22 मार्च 2006 को उन्हें पंजाब और हरियाणा उच्च न्यायालय के न्यायाधीश के रूप में पदोन्नत किया गया। अपने करियर के दौरान आपने लगभग 80,000 मामलों का निपटारा किया। न्यायमूर्ति बिंदल ने जम्मू कश्मीर, कलकत्ता और इलाहाबाद उच्च न्यायालयों में मुख्य न्यायाधीश के रूप में कार्य किया। 13 फरवरी 2023 को आपको भारत के सर्वोच्च न्यायालय के न्यायाधीश के रूप में नियुक्त किया गया।
Thank you. A very good morning to all present here, dignitaries, honored of the dais. I will not take much time, and dear students. The little background which has been shared with you shows that I am still in a learning process. Because throughout the life, everybody has to remain in a learning process. Otherwise, if you think you are an expert, then everything goes. That means you do not know anything. And especially keeping in view the pace at which entire world is changing. So if we are static at one place, we are failed. And practically we are living in the era of information now. A lot of information is available, but how to convert that information into knowledge, that is the big challenge. And the subject of this conference, Bharat Shiksha Summit, is very important. I think it is the need of the time, which we need to discuss and find out solutions wherever we are lacking. The subject which has been given to me is the legal education and training, bridging theory and practice. We all know law is an instrument of change, social change rather, because with law only, with interpretation of law, a lot of things happen also, and in the society also it has its own impact, especially social engineering if you see. Now, if you talk about legal education, it has the concept, maybe the course of study, the method of teaching, and once you get your degree, you are eligible maybe for joining a service, maybe for your practice. But then also, how the actual practice has to be there. And another area which is missing in legal education, in legal practice, is continuous legal education. There is nothing mandatory for that. I'll share that also. New education policy was there 2020. I think law and medicine, that is not touched in that, because independently we have, for medicine we have National Medical Commission. There were also I think something lacking when the Medical Council was there, so they had to change it. For law we had the Bar Council of India. Just see the change and importance of this. A profession which used to be last choice when at least we had joined it in 85, 82. Walk-in admission, you have 45% marks, you get admission. Maybe in some colleges some merit used to be there, otherwise no competitive exam for admission and all that. See the change now. You have to compete for it. And this is not one of the last choices, it is one of the top choices now. So once the level of legal education or the legal profession has risen to such a level, I think the quality of education also need to be improved. And there is something lacking in that. And what is the importance of this profession? All of you have read it, must be knowing it also. Throughout the country, at different levels, we have about 5.20 crore cases pending. Many of you who are in legal profession must be knowing all this, or maybe the law students also. How much population is there in the country? It's about 146 crore. Just calculate on your own how much parties can be there in one case and how much family members of a person who is involved in litigation, and then find out how much people are affected by litigation in the country. So how important this profession is. And I'm talking about the cases which are pending in courts, civil, criminal type cases. There are many other tribunals, forums where litigation is there. So this is how this profession is one of the most important, which has lot of effect on the society. If you talk about the law colleges, I think these are mushrooming. Probably there is no control, which has to be there. It has to be some need-based system, that how much lawyer we need in the society so that the quality people only come, and the quality of education is also there. The effect is that we don't get good faculty also now in many of the law schools, law colleges. So that is the position where compromise is there. We have about 5 lakh law students in the country. And just see, maybe 1/3 or 1/4 out of that must be passing every year. The quality of education is evident from the fact that last year in the bar exam, Bar Council of India, which they take the exam, only about 48-49% students had passed. So why? So that means there is something lacking. It's an open book examination. Even if that is not passed by the candidate who has passed, who has the law degree, that means there is some quality compromise at the stage they were imparted education. Whether the Bar Council of India has carried out any research or any examination of the data, which are the schools and colleges from which these law students who were participated in the bar exam have failed, I don't see so, because I have not read about it. Many of them may be, after doing their LLM or other qualifications, after failing in the bar exam, may have joined the faculties also. Probably nobody has checked all this. So I think this is what is required to be seen. That means there is some compromise in the quality of education. If the bar exam is not also passed by 48, almost 50% you can say. In the present era, as I said, is the era of information. If in that era, teaching is, I think, very difficult, because the students, by visiting various websites, they think they know better than the teacher also. And it's very difficult to teach them. They will say that I know it, why I should hear the lecture of the teacher? Because I already know it. They sit in the class with a closed mind. So that is the problem. The learning process is stopped, or they will intake only what they want, not what the teacher wants to share with them. And this is the gap, I think, in the teaching pattern. And theoretical teaching, I think, is not the era now, because they already know it. It has to be changed to practical part, giving project, and project also seriously to be given and evaluated. It's not that simply somebody has been given a project and he has submitted the report and that's all, you give marks. Maybe sometimes in the court, in the lighter way, we say that this is a speaking order. Speaking order doesn't mean that it's an order running into 50, 60, 100 pages. Speaking order is you have good reasons given in support of the decision. But maybe in some reports it is long, maybe somebody thinks, yes, something has been done. But in the era of technology, we know cut paste is there, plagiarism is there, but somebody has to be serious about it. Mooting was made compulsory 2008, yes, but how much colleges have this, how much students participate in that, maybe very less in number. Because in competitive, all these moot courts, all these students can't pass out. Syllabus is another problem which has to be, I think, revised annually. There are some mandatory subjects provided by the Bar Council. Some are optional, given to the universities. But I think with the change in society, change in requirements, there should be annual exercise that the students are taught those subjects which they have to deal immediately. Otherwise, what happens? Immediately after passing out, you are in practice, and when you find that you do not know ABC of some law, then you get frustrated also. So education has to be need-based, the subjects especially. I remember this is an old thing which I had an interaction. I used to appear for some engineering college, I'm talking about 90s. The director of that college shared with me that whatever they are teaching, practically it has no use when they go out of the college. But it's not the case with law, I'm saying. But still, some changes are required because it has to be dynamic, basically. Now we are in the era of technology, yes, there is no doubt. And I have visited many law school colleges. The sad part is that the students do not know how much IT is being used in the judicial system. They are not aware of the National Judicial Data Grid website. They are not aware of your ESCR is there, digital SCR is there, or many other things, e-courts, app is there, so they are not knowing that. So that problem is there. They need to be apprised of that also wherever the technology is being used by the IT system, the court system. Another area where I think the students need to be sensitized is that their attitude has to be problem solving. But we are teaching them is the law, this is the law. Bare Act is one thing, but Bare Act has to be read with the interpretation given by the court to that. Because law is what is the interpretation given by the judgments, various judgments on various provisions. Simplicity reading one line may not be the solution. So your attitude has to be problem solving. Now, for example, if some patient goes to a doctor with a headache, he will not simply say, you come to the operation theatre, I'll open your brain and then see what is the problem. He will only guide him what is the proper solution for that headache. So we also have a multi-door approach. Maybe some problem is coming, the solution is mediation, the solution is arbitration, the solution is negotiation. There are many solutions now, we all know. Litigation is not the litigation, has to be at the last pace. So this is their attitude which has to be developed during the course of their study only. Maybe some practical issues, maybe some syllabus need to be changed, because there is a lot of difference between the real life, because their participation in the moot court or many competitions at the school level, college level, is a real life. The real challenge comes when they come to the real life. Learning is there, but still it is required. We have, I read it, this is also all information available, giving the practical knowledge to the law students, I can say. We have about 650,000 villages throughout the country. And we all know the India lives in villages, still in villages. And about 5 lakh law students in the country. Why not associate all the students in the country? We'll be having vice chancellors of many of the law schools here. And then a group of students are assigned some group of villages, and then involve them in some activity in those villages. Join them with legal aid activities, and just see how much issues are there now. Environment is there. Fundamental duties everybody has forgotten. Everybody knows about the rights only. Apprise the people about that. And biggest challenge now is the cyber crime. Why not make people aware of all this? Because illiterates are also being affected with this. Their accounts are being misused by a lot of people for siphoning of money. Multiple transactions within minutes only, and some people are paid a few peanuts and their accounts are being misused. So apprise, educate people. The students will come to know about a lot of things, the practical issues. But otherwise, during your course of study, all the students are dependent on their parents only. So they do not know where the shoe pinches. This is how they can learn the practical knowledge. And I have seen in Allahabad, the students go for internship, and internship they were with some NGO, some survey carried out, PALs filed in the court in their own name, and thereafter nobody was following them. So we had to issue notices to the law schools heads that why you are getting these PALs filed when nobody is following them. So if you file a PAL, follow them, assist the court. It's just theoretical if you do all this. Now another problem is your artificial intelligence which has come. I think that has spoiled practically all of us. We are becoming more dependent on that. You must have read in the newspaper about one tribunal using some AI tool, citing a judgment which was non-existent. In some court also one judgment was cited non-existent. So don't rely on this. See for yourself also. In our time, I think we used to read the books and then cite the judgments. Now we have seen in court many of the young lawyers, they will just search out the judgment in the court and cite in any case which is being argued, without realizing that maybe a minority view or that judgment may have been overruled also. So this is how it is happening. We have to be serious, not dependent on AI or the IT totally. If you talk about continuous legal education, compare this with the chartered accountancy. There all the CAs are required to have continuous professional education is the program they have. They need to have 40 CP credits every calendar year to keep their license alive. There is no such system in legal. The laws which we read, except the procedural law or main substantive laws, new things have come in, new laws have come in. Nobody has taught anyone. Nothing to update the knowledge which is required. I think the lawyers also should be associated in the law schools to share their experience also with the youngsters, because they can pass on the knowledge which is the practical. Theories are taught by the teachers, yes, they can explain it better, they analyze the judgments in a very good way. You see the analysis come, the criticism of the judgments come, it is all quality criticism they do. Criticism is also required. But this is also required that the lawyers are also involved. Maybe the alumni of the same law school, maybe the lawyers also who are there in the close vicinity, to have interaction with the students. This, I think, can add a little practical knowledge in this. And one of the major area which is now creating problem to the students and also affecting the legal profession also is the attention deficit disorder. This profession requires a lot of concentration, but because of the use of technology, a lot of information being pushed on the youngsters, this disease, I would say, has cropped in, attention deficit disorder and attention deficit hyper disorder. This profession, unless you read in detail, concentrate on that, you will not find a solution. This is not something from the upper layer you will get, because we are practically in the surface knowledge now. We need to have deeper knowledge. This is the problem of this technology also. These were the thoughts I just wanted to share with you, and I think the subjects in different sessions are very important to be discussed and will be discussed in detail. My best wishes for the conference, and I'm sure that with the experts being there, some solutions will be found to many problems. And if you see, there is a lot of, we used to use the word brain drain earlier, but now it's all students are being sent outside for education. And how much money is involved in that? Probably, once I was told in a program, it's about $45 billion which go to foreign countries only when our students go abroad. Why not bring those students from abroad also to this country and stop the students going from here? So we have to upgrade our education system to that level, that the people from abroad come for education in our country. With these words, I'm thankful that I have been given an opportunity to be with you this morning to speak on an important subject. Thank you. Jai Hind.